Hello and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you see me? We are going to start in a little while. I'm just waiting for our friends to join in. Hi, Deepak sir, how are you? Hi, Sucheta, welcome. Uh, and I'll just adding you. Please accept my invite to join the Command Online. Yeah.
Hello, good evening,
Hello,
Aditya.
Sucheta. Good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Waiting and looking forward for
Yeah.
fantastic discussion about mental resilience because since your army background, 33 years of experience, I'm looking forward to learn from you about mental resilience.
Thank you, and even I am also looking to for you to share your experiences. So,
Yes.
as people join in, Sujata, first thing that I would like to ask you is, what is your in definition of mental resilience, and why is it important for us to be resilient mentally?
Yeah, mental resilience, many times we know the dictionary meaning that it's the capacity to adapt to change and uncertainty. Okay, that's the dictionary meaning.
Yeah.
But many times, have you seen the swan swimming on the water? We feel that swan is gliding smoothly on the water, but if you see underwater, he is pebbling fanatically in order to remain afloat on the water. That's what happened with us. We feel that we are able to survive, we are handling the situations called or the drama called life, but it affects us at subconscious level or at inner core and we are not aware about it. The best indicator is if you are full of stress or if you are suffering from any lifestyle diseases like high blood pressure, high blood sugar, that is an indicator or a depression or mental stress. That's an indicator that it's necessary for us to learn that about something called mental resilience, and we need to learn about it so we can get out of it and adopt all those learnings in our life.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. I fully agree with you on that,
Yes.
Sujata. And one more thing I would like to add you about mental resilience is your capacity to bounce back from adverse situations. The how
Yes.
fast and how quickly can you get back? Like, if I give you an example, when we were small and we were trying to learn cycling for the first time, so we had somebody, either like your parent or your elder brother or sister, who was holding a cycle from behind, and you were pedaling and helping you. And after some time, they will leave, and you will pedal for a little while without knowing that if, you are doing it on your own. And suddenly, when you fall down, then you get up and again start cycling. So the option is when I fall down, I am scared that I'll get hurt. I'll go to my father or the person who's teaching me, please hold me and support me. Then only I'll be able to move forward. Option is that okay, I've fallen down, but I know what to be do, what I can do. So I'll try and do it on my own. And in case I am not able to do it, then I need you to come and support me. So
Yes.
again, it is depend from person to person how you want to move forward when you're trying to learn cycling. Initially, you need support, full support. Then slowly and slowly you start moving on home. And this is another thing which helps us to become mentally resilient in a normal circumstances,
Yeah. That
day
is
to
one of the very
day.
important. Yes. That
Yes.
is one of the very important, that you should have a family support, whatever
Mm.
happens, or
Yes.
family. I'll just like to share a one fantastic experience I had of a family. I used to
Mhm.
go out for a morning walk in a complex, and I got acquaintance with one of the elderly gentlemen, and he was looking little disturbed. So I asked him, and he knew that I'm a coach. So,
Mhm.
and a counselor. So he asked me that his son has lost a job and it has created a lot of stress. That's what happened. If you
Ah,
don't have mental resilience, you immediately resist the change, and you immediately start acting irrationally. So there used to be fights in the family, and it has spoiled the atmosphere of the family, since he was the major breadwinner. So I just counsel him that you need support. This is the most difficult time. Just think from your son's point of view, self differentiation. Think from son's point of view. He got the idea. And one thing he did, after going home, he just gave Jadoo ki Jhappi to his son. And he called his wife, daughter-in-law, and him, and they had a heartful talk about this situation. And
yeah.
you won't believe, okay, you won't believe what happened next. They took a decision that his son need to improve the qualification. Luckily, the wife was working. They cut down all the expenditure, his retirement pension, and wife, daughter-in-law's salary. They tried to maintain to survive the whole year, while son was trying to improve his qualification. After improving his qualification, he got a job opportunity in California, and at present he is in California, and this elderly gentleman 6 months stays in California, and 6 months he is in
Wow.
Mumbai. That's what happens in mental resilience. You talked about the support. Yes,
Yes.
we need to have a support system, and a very important, in my case also, whenever there was disturbing situation, whenever there was someone, family stood behind me like a rock, and through that family support I survived. And this is what the first thing, we need to take support from wherever we are getting. It can be friends, it can be counselor, it can be guru, it can be God Almighty, but we need to have full support. Yes.
Yes.
What
Absolutely.
other point I felt, that you need to have faith also. So can you tell me how faith can help us to have that mental resilience?
So Sucheta, faith, when you talk about faith, for me, faith falls into two categories. One is the faith in yourself and your own capabilities. That is
Correct.
most important. And second
Yes.
is also faith in the overall, what you call that, superpower, where, or we term as a faith in God, faith in your destiny, faith in the people around you, and the support
Yes.
system. Like if you remember, most of the time we are in a situation when we don't know what to do. हम सो बोलते हैं कि हम इतनी मुश्किल में पड़ गए, अब क्या होगा, कैसे होगा? तो हम बोलते हैं कि भगवान हमारे ऊपर, उसकी हमारे पर छाया है, वो कुछ ना
Yes.
कुछ रास्ता निकालेगा. तो दैट इज अगेन a kind of a faith that we have so it could be God, it could be your mentor, it could be your guru, spiritual guru or religious guru, it could be your family also, it could be your
Yes.
friends
Faith.
also. So
You
faith,
need to have, yeah.
but more than everything else, you have to have faith in your own self, in yourself, in your capabilities, and also that yes, you have the availability to overcome this particular situation that you're facing right now, and you will be able to find a way out because you have the support system, as you mentioned, you have the support system of your family, you have the that support, invisible support of the God, hand of God on your head, and you also have the support of your friends and colleagues to help you move forward. So if you have that faith, that also does matter a lot. But first thing is, most important thing is, you have to have faith in yourself, in your and in your own capabilities. That is very, very important.
Very.
And rest
I'll just,
everything also falls into place accordingly. Yeah.
yeah, but all said and done, that we need to have a faith, okay? But what I observed, Aditya, many times, it is our upbringing. Okay, it
Yes,
is our upbringing, our childhood, whether we were trained to have that faith in ourselves. If your life experiences or if your childhood has not trained you for having that faith, you usually don't have it at the older age. Okay,
yes.
when you are in your adulthood, it becomes impossible. I was just listening to Megan Fox, one of the Hollywood actress. She was telling that she had a very difficult childhood, and that difficult childhood is disturbing her relationship with spouse and other members, so it is affecting. So many times childhood traumas need to be healed in order to develop that mental resilience. We need to, if we are not trained as a young children to have that mental resilience, if your family were continuously worried and had a drama about whenever there was any difficulty or whenever there was any change, then we usually are not able to get it suddenly. We need to reparent ourselves. We need to give ourselves that training in order to grow as an adult. So our inner child healing is also very important. I
Yes.
like to quote Alan Watts, okay, a American spiritual leader. He said that if there is a physical wound, we can see and we can heal. We can see
Absolutely.
it healing. But emotional wounds, if you are full of emotional wounds because of negative life experiences, not only childhood, but negative
Yes.
life experiences, and if you ignore it, then it's going to create a problem in your later age. So it's very important for us to face those emotional pain, emotional wounding, and see that and resolve, sit into it, then that pain, and try to get out of it. That I am responsible to heal, and this is what I'm going to train myself to do it. What your army experience talk about this? Whenever
So
you face a difficult
Kritika,
situation.
whenever during my service life, when we encounter these kind of situations, what stood us was the kind of training that we went through while we were in the academy, and also while we were in our normal routine service. Because
Yes.
the first thing that we were taught in the academy was to break our ego and also become mentally strong. Physical strength is okay. Everybody can become physically strong by going to gym or by doing physical activity. But mental strength is the most important, because
Very important.
if you're mentally strong, that itself will help you become mentally resilient to overcome the challenges that you face in your life, especially the adverse situation. Because what will happen is that you will be able to maintain your balance. You will not get uh, is I would say, perturbed by the situation around you. You will be able to maintain your peace. You will be able to handle the situation calmly. And when you have a calm mind, when you have a peaceful mind, you are able to think rationally also. Because if you must have seen
Yes.
many people become very excited, or they become very perturbed by adverse situation, and the reaction shows that they will they react in a what you call physical manner to adverse situation. Their body language changes, their words changes, you can see from their body language that they are very agitated, and if that agitation comes out in different forms. It can come in the form of words which are hurting them, or maybe the people around them. At times, people start blaming others for the situation that they are facing. So if you are having that faith in yourself, if you have that kind of training to control your mind, then it becomes very easy for us to think rationally and think of the
Yes.
options that we have. then consider the consequences and thereafter respond to the adverse situation. When we do that, it becomes easier for us to handle situations in a better manner, and it also helps us to become more resilient. Because ultimately, it is you who have to take action. It is your attitude which will define your action. Your thoughts, becomes your action, and your thoughts are actually thoughts becomes convert into words, words become actions, and that is how then you handle situations in front of you. So another thing is, in addition to what you mentioned, self-belief, you mentioned about trust and faith, attitude to take action, and also what we call is how much you also mentioned about emotional baggage at times,
Wound.
the situation, the way a person is brought up in their childhood, their past childhood experiences. So if we have been brought in a manner wherein we have been given that freedom of action, okay, you go ahead and do what you need to do. If you fail, doesn't matter. But half the time we do not take action because of the fear of failure, and that
Yes.
also reduces our mental resilience. Ki what will happen if I fail? What will happen if I don't get the desired result that I'm looking for? Or what will people say about me? What will they think about me? How will they take me? How will they react about me? So that is another reason which stops people from taking action and learning from their failures, because
Yes.
every failure has a lesson for us to learn and move forward. That is
Yes.
another thing which we learned while we were in service and during our training.
Yes.
And what is more important is ki if making mistake is acceptable. However, if I learn from this mistake and I do not repeat the same mistake again, that means yes, I am growing. I am learning from. I am trying to find different ways to overcome my situation. So that is
Yes.
another thing which I think helps us to become more resilient. What is your take about it? Uh,
Yes, I am responsible. It's a new mantra, they are saying. That no doubt, if your parents were not conscious while upbringing you and you didn't face or you didn't learn certain things, but it is necessary to let go of all that unconscious parenting pattern and take the responsibility of your life. Every parent tries to do the best, so we are also need to learn ourselves and parent ourselves so that we try to adopt to all this situation or challenges. And many times what happened, Aditya, I have seen uh, that stress is created because we are not able to handle people in our life. It can be colleague, it can be boss, it can be our children. Okay, many parents are consulting me for screen addiction and all those things, that there is a physical fight with children. So the stress is there in life. Life is not going to be simple at all. Life is going to be full of ups and downs. If you are feeling happy now, then 10 minutes after you might not feel happy. But if you have mental resilience, and the mantra, as you said, I am responsible for my mental peace. And it can be a boss, it can be a colleague, it can be your children, it can be your spouse. Resolving that, the moment you take the responsibility, it becomes much more easier. Yeah, here Siva is also said that emotional wounds we are invisible. So we have to take the responsibility. Mental resilience is, nowadays there is so many platforms are available, so many trainers are available to help you to understand and learn the system in order to get over all those difficulties you're
yeah,
facing in life. You need not see, there will be trouble, there will be pain. If you lose someone dear to you, there will be pain in life. But That pain is totally your responsibility, and you need to learn to take that responsibility and solve it. So I am responsible is the mantra for mental resilience. That's what I feel.
Absolutely. And in
Yes.
addition,
And one more.
go ahead.
Yeah, you will like to add something?
So
Yeah,
in
I wanted to
addition
tell one very
to,
important that, yeah. I wanted to tell one important that spirituality, meditation, and all those techniques really helps in developing the peace in our inner core. No doubt initially it won't happen, but over the years, after continuous practicing, it helps us to adopt to the change. When we go, instead of just externally aware and sensing, if we try to go inward, for us to find solution for our problem. That's what I feel. Yes.
absolutely. In addition to that, Suketa, one more thing which I realized was, especially when we were in the army, for overcoming these adverse situations and to become more resilient, was that you have to be flexible in your thought process, and you should be adaptable to changing situations in your life. As you mentioned, that things will happen. You will face difficulties. You will face tough times. But how quickly can you think about these? How quickly can you adapt to the changing situations and circumstances? That ability, in army, we also talk about mental mobility. Like, for example, we have been brought up in a way, we have been there, certain things have to be done in a certain manner. However, we plan, like, for example, if we are going from place A to place B, for example, if I am going from Pune to Mumbai, and I have to go to Colaba and Mumbai, I'll set my GPS to Colaba and I'll follow the route which is suggested by the GPS. However, if we see the closer view, we will only see what it is showing us. But the moment we expand the view, it will also show us alternate routes to go to that place. So if suppose in the main route there's a traffic jam, I should be flexible enough to change my course, go to take the alternate route and move
Root.
forward. If things stuck at that place, now the traffic
Yes.
jam is there, I cannot move forward. So instead of stopping there, maybe I can see, okay, is there another way out? I'll change my route and go away. Like for example, somebody give me example of flowing water. Flowing water of a river or a stream doesn't stop for anything. If a big
They
storm comes
have,
in,
yeah.
it parts around the stone and moves forward. So that flexibility, if we have that mental flexibility, if we have that adaptability, if we have that the attitude to accept a problem as a challenge, not as a problem but as a challenge, and try to work around that problem, we will be able to find a way out, and that is also one other very important method of becoming mentally resilient for us.
Yes. That's what one of the famous spiritual leader told, that you suffer your memory and imagination. So I started
Yes.
wondering that how you suffer your memory and imagination. So whatever the baggage you said about emotional wounds, baggage, etc. from your childhood, you suffer because you carry with your memory.
Hmm.
Okay, you carry it along with you and you are carrying that big baggage. So it is important to heal that, take the responsibility and move forward. So memory and imagination means many times we imagine the difficulties and we focus that this might go wrong, that might go wrong, and many times, as you said, that we fear failure, we fear hurt. Therefore, many times boys don't like to propose girls also because they fear that, oh, she's going to reject, and she might not reject, but they don't go ahead and propose that girl because they are scared, they are fear of failure. So it's a lighter tone, but in life also we suffer imagination and memory, and I agreed with him totally that it is necessary for us to let go of our imagination and memory and live our life as we have responsibility to heal and happy and fulfilled person you were born to be. Okay, you were born to be happy, you were born to be fulfilled. So you have to take the responsibility of mental resilience. So let's
Absolutely.
ask audience wants to join. Any
We
of,
have, we
yeah,
have
Abhinav, would you like to join? S- Setala Sud. Yes,
Sheetal, Sheetal
Sheetal
is there,
Sood.
Jyoti is there,
Chatterjee Soumitra, would you like to join the discussion? We will like to
comrade.
know about your mental resilience techniques.
So, Jyoti, do you want to add something on the what we have talked about till now, or can you
Yes,
join
if
us?
you have, yeah, if you have any questions, you
If
can
it,
ask.
yes. So I think Sheetal is
Okay.
not able to join right now because maybe, but you can even type your point in the chat box.
Questions.
We can read it out. Yes, and let me see what others have said. As you mentioned, Shiva said, whenever there is an emotional turbulence, it is important to see through invisible emotional wound. Yes, and then he also says. So as of now, it looks like they are not able to join us or they are not in a position to join. So one more thing I want to
Okay.
ask you is, what we learned in the army was discipline. And normally people have their concept of discipline is to follow the rules beyond time. But there was one more very, very important part of discipline, which is called the self-discipline. And
Yes.
so self-discipline, like somebody
Yes.
told me, I'll give explanation, is doing what you ought to do when you do not want to do it and when no one is watching you. Doing what you
Yes.
ought to do
Yes.
when you do not
Yes.
want to do it and when no one is watching you. Because what happens is most of the time when we are being observed, we try to follow rules and regulations. Like if you're going on the road and you
Yes.
see a traffic car standing the red light, you will not jump because you know he'll stop you and fight. But how many times has it happened when there's no one there, the red light is there on your way, and the road is empty. So do you stop and wait for the light to turn green, or do you jump the light? That is what is self-discipline. Like in army, we have been taught, irrespective of whether you are being watched or no one is watching you, you for do what is to be done. What is you do what is needed to be done at that point of time. You follow the rules and regulations, whether you are doing what or not. That is a very, very important
Yes.
character trait. If we follow self-discipline, we will be able to become more
Yes.
mentally resilient. And Jyoti says that trust in your abilities and skills. Yes,
It's a
Jyoti, we
very
talked about
important
that.
point. Trust your abilities and skills. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
And she says that mental resilience I practice to remind myself of the why I started in the first place and my mental code that God brought me to it. So He will bring me through it. Yes, Shikal, one more thing which is very, very important is finding your purpose and finding your why is also very,
Yes.
very important to develop the mental resilience. Yes. What do you have to say about this, Sucheta?
Yes. It is very, very
And
important. Yes. It is very important to have these qualities. Yes.
so, thank you, Sucheta, and thank you everyone for
Thank
joining
Thank
live.
you, Aditya, for inviting me. It was a
And
fantastic opportunities.
and it was
Yes.
very, very, I would say, enlightening and enriching experience for me. So I'm looking forward to more such interactions.
Interaction in future. Yes,
Our
sure.
audience, just want to tell them that every Saturday at 4 p.m. we'll be going on live and we'll be
Yes,
talking about different topics for not only to become mentally resilient but also related to mental health, mindfulness, mindset shift. And so, in addition to that, if you have anything you want us to talk about, you're most welcome to either message me or Suchita. You
Yes.
can follow us on Instagram. You can send a request, and we can even connect on one-on-one basis if you want to discuss anything about that. And I want to once again thank you, Suchita, for joining me
Thank
on
you,
this.
Aditya, for inviting me. It was a
And,
fantastic time. I had a fantastic time discussing such an
yeah,
important issue, which
it's
is
absolutely
still underrated, that mental resilience. And
yes.
training should be given from right from the young age. Thanks, Melba. Thanks, Happy World Around. Yeah, thank you for joining.
Thank you, guys, and see you again next week at 4 o'clock. And we'll
Saturday
tell
at 4 o'clock.
you in advance what are we talking about. In case you have something in mind that you want us to talk about, we'll do that also. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye, and
Thank
take
you.
care. Have
Bye.
a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Namaste. Thank you.